Simple as a little chip and run can get here.
Yes, it's the kind of shot you can bowl out. And McIlroy won't do that, but he will get birdie.
Who doesn't love a good rags to riches story, especially one involving a self-made golfing superstar with a current net worth of $170 million US? Rory McIlroy may come from humble beginnings, but there is absolutely nothing humble about just how he spends his hard-earned money. As one of the 3 people in the whole industry to have won 4 majors by the age of 25, and also one of the only 2 sportsmen to make the Times Rich list in 2020, it's very easy to assume Rory leads a very comfortable and luxurious life. But what exactly does that entail? Join us as we take a look at the luxurious lifestyle of Rory McIlroy and get an insight as to just how one would go about spending all that money.
And we have a shining star at sunset.
If you've somehow been living under a rock this past decade, you might have missed just how big a deal Rory McIlroy has become. The professional golfer, a 4-time major winner, hails from Ireland and has often been associated with the legendary Tiger Woods. Arguably the greatest player of his generation, Rory began his golf journey in childhood. He grew up playing Hollywood Golf Club, and even as a kid, his talent was undeniable. He won the Under-10s World Champion at Doral in Miami, and to support his interest, both his parents had to pick up additional shifts, a feat that paid off since he made his first hole-in-one a year later. By the time he was in his mid-teens, he was already a member of both the Irish team at the 2004 European Boys Team Championship and Europe's winning 2004 Junior Ryder Cup team. With his mentor, Michael Bannon, who by the way is still his coach over 20 years later, it did not take Rory long to become the #1 ranked amateur in the world for a week in the year 2000. Of course, he has now been the world #1 for over 100 weeks, but in 2000, he was not even a legal adult yet. In fact, only 5 years after this, he'd drop out of school to concentrate on golf. If we started to list everything Roy had done the fastest or the first time in golf, we'd be here for days. So, let's narrow it down to some of his major wins that have made him acquire the net worth he currently has. In 2007, Rory became the youngest affiliate member in history of the European Tour to earn a tour card. That year alone, he made $277,255 and finished in 95th place on the Order of Merit list, the highest-ranking associate number on that tour. His first professional win came only 2 years later when he won the Dubai Desert Classic in 2009, which took him to 16th in the world rankings. After a few PGA Tours and championships the same year and many more golfing events, it was him ranking 2nd in the race to Dubai that he entered the top 10 world rankings for the first time. And the rest, as we know, is history. What we're interested in here is trying to understand just where all of his money is coming from. Even though he hasn't won a major since 2014, Rory has still earned about $50 million on the course since the 2016 season. He currently has a net worth of around $170 million. This includes the $10 million and $15 million from the 2016 and 2019 FedEx Cup wins respectively, the $70 million from his tournament winnings, and an estimated $34 million yearly from his brand endorsements alone. So, where does that money go? As a representative for all kids who aspire to become millionaires when they grow up, Rory McIlroy made the magnificent and arguably irrational decision to purchase a mansion to live in after trying out a few smaller yet luxurious houses. The golfer, who was the proud owner of a breathtaking mansion spread out over 10,000 square feet in the idyllic Palm Beach Gardens in Florida, bought the property back in 2012. With 6 bedrooms, a home theater, a gym, a swimming pool, 2 living rooms, 9 bathrooms, and more, the Mediterranean-inspired design of the mansion was single-handedly one of his most aspirational purchases at the time. Worth a hefty $9.5 million back then, the house belongs to a neighborhood where Rory could be greeted with familiar faces every day, in the form of other PGA Tour players. But he sold the property for around the same price after marrying his wife, Erica Stoll. But apparently, Rory has developed quite a taste for mansions over the years, since not long after selling his Palm Beach Gardens mansion in Florida, he bought another mansion in Florida. Situated in the Bears Club in Florida, this mansion too is an impressive 10,000 square feet in size. Bought from legendary PGA star Ernie Els for €7.6 million, the nearly 13,000 square foot large mansion has 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and countless amenities. Not just this, Rory has another mansion in California, in the picturesque neighborhood of La Quinta. This particular 13,000-foot wide mansion was worth $12.3 million when he bought it, and much like his other mansions, is extremely large and boasts countless amenities. But what sets this purchase apart from the rest is its gorgeous view of the Santa Rosa Mountains. If you thought we were done talking about how many mansions Rory has, tough luck, because he's also got one in Ireland. The stunning 19th century mansion has its own private golf and tennis courts. Though we don't exactly know just how much he paid for the 200-acre property, with its grand cinema and in-home gymnasium, we can bet it's a lot. Then, of course, there is his Dubai villa in UAE and another in California, both sizable properties worth a fortune. He also has an apartment in New York City. The luxurious apartment was bought by him for $12.9 million back in 2017 and is situated on the Upper East Side. More abundant than his real estate purchases is Rory's luxurious car collection. With the various exotic cars in his arsenal, the golfer is the envy of luxury car collectors everywhere. He mainly drives around in his fancy sports cars and owns not one, but two whole Ferraris. But it'd be safe to assume that it's not a big deal for someone who has a whole $27 million private plane at his disposal. Capable of hosting 12 passengers and with a top speed of 629 miles per hour, the private jet enables him to travel safely and quickly when he's on the go. Like the time he had to take it to New York for a celebration after winning the PGA Championship. If there's a luxury car brand, you can safely bet that Rory has a car, probably two in his collection from that brand. For example, he also has two BMWs, one of them being the company's first ever plug-in hybrid sports car. He also has a Jaguar, a Land Rover Range Rover, and the highly sought-after Lamborghini Aventador. The Aventador is arguably Lamborghini's most prestigious car, and as a lover of fine things and luxury products and the means to fund his tastes, it's no surprise that Rory owns one of these bad boys. But unfortunately for most famous people, fame comes at a steep price. Even though it affects some more than it does Rory, it can't be denied that the tabloids in the UK are constantly all over him. Once they reported that he bought a $2 million Bugatti, which he vehemently denied. Plus, as a sportsman, and a good one at that, Rory definitely has luxury brands offering him constant endorsement deals. So, it's really not much of a surprise that he's often spotted wearing an Omega timepiece worth £30,000. That's not all, he's also a fan of the brand's £30,000 gold Omega model, and was even allowed to collaborate on a watch with the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Ultralight in 2019. Other brands he's currently partnered up with are Optum, TaylorMade, Golf Pass, and Nike. In the past, he's also signed endorsement deals with Jumeirah, owing to his love for Dubai, no doubt, EA Sports, FootJoy, and Santander, among others. Beyond just owning fancy and expensive things, Rory has fully adapted to his luxurious lifestyle now. He dishes out a lot of money for an experience just as much as he would for his cars or his properties. Take, for example, his wedding to Erica Stoll in 2017, where the pair walked down the aisle at the 5-star Ashford Castle on Ireland's west coast. He even got Ed Sheeran and Stevie Wonder to privately perform at the wedding. Later, the couple took an extravagant honeymoon at the Sandy Lane Hotel in Barbados, one of the most exclusive restaurants in the world. With a list of achievements in his wake and a legacy to rival some of the most important sportsmen in history, it makes perfect sense for Rory McIlroy to live like the legend he is. With his mansions and his overflowing garage of luxury cars, Rory seems to be expanding his horizon lately by partnering up with Netflix for its docuseries Full Swing, and we can't wait to see what's in store for him next.